In the world of tennis, power alone is not enough. Grace alone is not enough. Consistency, elegance, and discipline alone are not enough. To rise in a sport built on sweat, solitude, heartbreak, and precision, you need something deeper. A fire that doesn't shout but burns. A hunger that doesn't brag but grows. Some champions roar into greatness. Others walk quietly into history, letting their results do the talking. Elena Rybakina belongs to the second kind. Soft-spoken, almost calm to the point of mystery, yet armed with one of the most destructive games in modern tennis. She does not fight for the spotlight, but somehow it follows her anyway. This is the story of the girl who didn't come from tennis royalty, who didn't rise from a family legacy or a system built on privilege. Instead, she built her empire from silence, from sweat, and from a decision, a bold decision that changed not only her career, but an entire nation's sporting identity. Yet behind the trophies, behind the icy composure, behind the powerful serve that shatters records and humbles giants, lies a woman whose life off the court is far more intriguing than the world ever realized. Her relationships, her luxury evolution, her battles, her discipline, and her quiet but powerful wealth, all wrapped inside a personality as elegant as a Wimbledon lawn morning. Before the fame, before the headlines, before she became a symbol of strength and grace, there was just a young girl in Moscow, tall and shy, with dreams too big for her environment, and a will too stubborn to bow to circumstance. She didn't scream ambition. She carried it quietly, every day. Childhood wasn't lined with glamorous academies or million-dollar training programs. It was built on practicality, discipline, and sacrifices. Gymnastics first, then ice skating, then basketball. But destiny had already chosen its court. When she finally found tennis, she didn't just enter the sport, she began to rewrite it. But talent alone wasn't enough. Russia's system supported many, but not enough for what she needed. Opportunities, limited, paths to greatness, narrow. Yet from that limitation came her turning point, the moment that changed everything. Kazakhstan saw what others overlooked. They offered support, funding, a national dream waiting for a champion. And Elena, at barely 19, made a decision many questioned, many debated, and yet one that would redefine her fate. She packed her identity, her expectations, and her determination, and she crossed borders, not to run from her roots, but to rise beyond what they could offer. The world didn't understand at first. They called her calm to a fault, too quiet, too emotionless. But behind that poker face was a volcano, calm on the outside because the true battle was internal. Every day she trained, with no loud slogans, no dramatic outbursts, no media-driven persona. She didn't sell drama, she sold excellence. And the world noticed when she needed them to. Not in fiery press conferences, not in theatrical rivalries, but at Wimbledon, the cathedral of tennis, where champions are not merely made, but immortalized, where the world meets royalty, tradition, and history in white. On that prestigious grass, she didn't just play to win, she played like she belonged. Serve after serve, a calm storm. No panic, no spectacle, just ruthless efficiency dressed in elegance. And when she lifted the Wimbledon trophy in 2022, it wasn't just Kazakhstan that celebrated. The world paused. A new force had emerged, quiet but undeniable. Her face barely cracked a smile, her voice barely rose, but her message echoed through center court louder than any scream. Greatness doesn't need noise, it needs presence. As years passed, her game sharpened, her aura solidified, and her life transformed, from a quiet name on the draw sheet to a global symbol of composure and power. Yet fame did not consume her. Wealth did not decorate her personality with arrogance. Instead, she grew into glamour naturally, the way diamonds form under pressure. From small courts to the world's most luxurious arenas, from modest trainings to global flights in first-class cabins, from ordinary travel bags to premium luxury collections, her lifestyle evolved not as a performance, but as a progression. Today, she walks through five-star hotel lobbies with the same calm stride she used as a teenager. Luxury suites in Dubai, private lounges in Doha, exclusive accommodation at Monte Carlo's elite residences. These aren't dreams anymore. They're routine. She doesn't flaunt. She simply arrives. Her wardrobe? Elegant, minimalist, refined. Luxury without loudness. Not dripping in labels, but wrapped in quiet wealth. Watches that whisper sophistication. Jewelry that speaks through craftsmanship, not size. Cars that match her personality. Powerful, smooth, and understated. But success is never just trophies and travel. It's intimacy, relationships, trust. And while fans speculate about her personal life, her love life remains a guarded mystery. Social media hunts for clues. Cameras linger for emotion. Rumors whisper, from tennis insiders to international tabloids, connecting her name to the coach who has been beside her through both storms and breakthroughs. But Elena never confirms. She leaves the world guessing, mastering the one trait few celebrities possess anymore: privacy. Silence has become her shield. And in a world obsessed with exposure, her discretion only deepens the fascination. Behind the scenes, her circle remains tight. Family, close friends, and the few who knew her before the world did. Her social media isn't a diary. It's a window with selective opening. But when she posts, she blends sport, elegance, travel, and high-end brand presence effortlessly. Luxury partnerships with performance giants, VIP hospitality experiences across world capitals, training in cutting-edge private facilities. She is building not just a legacy, but an empire. And like every queen of modern sport, she has learned the most powerful move: choosing silence over spectacle, substance over noise. Yet beneath all that calm lives a roaring ambition, visible in every intense practice session, every laser-focused changeover moment, every silent clenched jaw behind a towel. Success hasn't satisfied her. It has fueled her. Wealth hasn't slowed her. It has armed her. Fame hasn't distracted her. It has disciplined her. And the question is no longer whether Elena Rybakina belongs at tennis' highest table, but how high she intends to climb from here. This is not the peak. This is her ascent. And she is ascending with the grace of a ballerina, the power of a warrior, and the privacy of someone who knows not every success needs applause. Some victories live in silence, and hers are echoing louder than ever. Luxury is not always flamboyant. Sometimes it is quiet, like the muted hum of a private jet cabin cruising above clouds at dawn. Sometimes it is subtle, like silk-lined travel cases, monogram luggage carried by private attendants, recovery lounges hidden behind VIP doors in Middle Eastern sporting complexes and European wellness spas. For Elena Rybakina, luxury is less about being seen and more about moving through the world with the serenity of someone who has earned every privilege in her orbit. The world's elite tennis venues know her name, but she never arrives with a parade. She steps in, calm and composed, with the aura of a champion who understands power doesn't need volume, only presence. She travels the globe not as a celebrity chasing spotlight, but as a professional carving excellence into every city she touches. Doha, Dubai, Paris, Rome, New York, Melbourne, the itinerary of modern tennis royalty. Yet when she lands, her world is not chaos. Chauffeur-driven transfers glide her through traffic. Team members coordinate logistics with precision. Hotel suites with skyline views are not extravagance to her. They are simply headquarters, spaces where silence meets strategy. Plush interiors, private kitchens, panoramic windows overlooking oceans or glittering capitals. These are the sanctuaries where she resets her body and sharpens her mind. She lives in a world where recovery is luxury. Cryotherapy chambers, state-of-the-art physiotherapy, private gyms with bespoke machines calibrated to her body, nutrition prepared with scientific precision. When the rest of the world sees vacation spas, she sees performance labs, and yet, even inside that discipline, there is elegance. Minimalist athleisure with quiet designer accents, clean silhouettes, premium fabrics chosen not for logos, but for feeling. Watches that whisper old money taste, the kind worn only by those who don't need to show price tags for validation. Understated, powerful, intentional. Often she is photographed stepping onto pristine practice courts in tranquil desert academies, where palm trees sway above blue courts and luxury SUVs wait in the distance. There, surrounded by silence and sunlight, she trains with a consistency that borders on obsession. It is on those private courts, far away from crowds, that she earns the calm she carries on match days. Sweat on clay in Monte Carlo mornings, long rallies under the Dubai sun, hard court intensity in California's crisp twilight. She is not chasing glamour, she is building greatness. And greatness, as she has learned, demands both sacrifice and sophistication. Her team knows her rhythm. Her coaches understand her silence is not distance, it is focus. Her physios treat not just muscle fatigue, but the quiet emotional weight of elite expectations. And through it all, she remains composed, a queen in motion. She does not post every moment. She curates a life where privacy itself has become a luxury. Scrolling through her public image, the world sees discipline, calm beauty, rare elegance. But beneath the surface lies a relentless engine, fueled by a desire to honor her country, her family, and her decision to take the hardest road, the one less talked about, less celebrated, but ultimately the one that built her legacy. Her parents rarely appear in media, yet their presence shadows her journey like loyal guardians. They are the silent architects of her discipline. Work first, talk later. That philosophy didn't just carry her from Russia to Kazakhstan, it carried her to global victory. When she returns home between tournaments, she doesn't chase limelight dinners or crowded celebrity events. Home, for her, means peace. It means re-entering a personal world where she isn't a champion. She is simply Elena, a daughter, a sister, a woman who still finds her greatest comfort in simplicity, even as luxury now surrounds her effortlessly. Yet fascination continues to swirl around her personal life. Cameras linger when she stands near her coach. Rumors blossom in tennis circles, not because she invites attention, but because silence breeds curiosity. Some whisper romance, pointing to gestures, glances, a closeness forged through pressure and triumph. Others argue it is simply professional synergy, a bond born from grueling schedules, shared sacrifices, and mutual ambition. But Elena never clarifies. She lets the world wonder while she quietly writes chapters they can only speculate about. Whether she loves in secret or simply protects her heart from public view, only she knows. And that mystery has become part of her mystique, adding elegance to her image in a world obsessed with transparency. In the financial realm, her evolution has been just as strategic. From early prize money carefully reinvested into training, nutrition, and travel, to sponsorships that reward her excellence without compromising her personality. She earned her wealth like she earned her trophies, quietly, deliberately, and without theatrics. Today, she stands in the elite class of tennis earners, her net worth approaching the kind of fortune most dream of yet few speak about humbly. Investments in wellness real estate, high-end architecture residences in affluent districts of Dubai and Europe, calculated brand alignments, performance bonuses that add digits to account balances with each victory. This is wealth built with discipline, not excess. But money never changed her demeanor. She does not shout lifestyle, she lives it. Private yacht experiences in the Mediterranean are enjoyed without paparazzi. Boutique resorts in the Maldives know her name without needing to advertise it. When she walks into Michelin star restaurants, tables are prepared, not cameras. And while luxury cars and drivers are available at every turn, She has never been one to flex horsepower online. Her luxury isn't performance, it's positioning. And in 2025, she sits comfortably among the highest-earning, most powerful women in global sport, while still carrying the same quiet expression she had before she became a world champion. But even queens have battles. Injuries whisper threats. Critics question her fire. Commentators ask for emotion, forgetting that her calm is her weapon. She learned early that emotional discipline is not emptiness. It is control. And every time she returns from a setback, stronger, more focused, more commanding, she proves her silence is not softness. It is steel, the kind that glitters only when the light hits at just the right angle. During tie breaks, championship points, and finals, under the world's brightest lights. She does not need to shout hunger. She embodies it. She does not chase validation. She commands respect. And as she travels through the world wrapped in understated luxury and quiet confidence, there is one truth that becomes impossible to ignore. Elena Rybakina is not here to entertain gossip or chase fame. She is here to build a legacy. One silent step, one perfect swing, one timeless moment at a time. There comes a moment in every champion's life where success stops being a dream and becomes a weight. A crown not placed gently, but forged through pressure and expectation. Elena Rybakina carries that crown with a rare elegance. For others, the spotlight is oxygen. For her, it is simply background noise. A quiet glow that follows someone who didn't chase fame, but earned greatness. Even now in 2025, as her net worth rises, her trophies multiply, and brands chase her signature, Elena stands almost untouched by the chaos that fame normally brings, unmoved, untouched, unbothered. And that, more than anything, is her power. You don't see her at every gala or celebrity runway. She is not photographed stumbling out of nightclubs or posting grand displays of extravagant purchases. Her luxury exists in stillness, the soft hum of a chauffeured Maybach, the private entrance of elite hotels in Qatar or Monte Carlo, the whispered greetings from staff trained to protect privacy. She lives in a world where presence alone commands respect, where exclusivity isn't announced, it is understood. When she travels, suites become sanctuaries, not stages. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking coastlines, fresh orchids in marble-lined bathrooms, steam rising from private jacuzzis overlooking city skylines, breakfasts served quietly on balconies with sunrise brushing against glass towers. These aren't vacations. They're pauses. Elegant, deliberate pauses in a life defined by motion and mastery. And when she returns to the court, her calm is sharper, her aura deeper, as though luxury itself infuses her with serenity. Her wealth, nearing the mid-eight-figure mark, is not a trophy. It is armor, built through grand slam triumphs, elite endorsements, partnership with Red Bull, global sportswear deals, appearance fees, and bonuses only accessible to the world's best. She does not shout numbers, but the world knows. A $15 million plus financial kingdom in 2025, growing with each swing, each final, each defining moment. And as her earnings grow, so does her sophistication as an investor, real estate, international holdings, and business interests that ensure her future will be just as stable as her serve. She never needed noise. She built wealth the same way she built belief, piece by piece, quietly, relentlessly. For some athletes, fame is the goal. For her, excellence is the lifestyle. But money and trophies aren't her only mysteries. The whispers about her personal life follow her through every tunnel. Fans watch her eyes during coaching visits, searching for warmth, for chemistry, for truth. Is her coach simply a mentor or the closest companion in her world? Does she share late-night victories with someone in private, in whispered conversations away from cameras? The speculation continues. Some say there is romance. Some say it is loyalty and trust shaped by shared battlefields. But Elena never confirms, never denies. She protects her heart the way she protects a lead, calmly. without panic, always in control. In an era where privacy feels extinct, she has built a fortress of silence, and in that silence, admiration grows louder. Yet don't mistake her calm for isolation. She laughs in private circles. She smiles with her team. She has friendships in the tour that rest on respect, not attention. At gala dinners, she floats rather than walks. Elegant gowns, sleek silhouettes, subtle diamonds catching warm light. She does not chase glamour. It naturally embraces her. When she speaks, she is measured, thoughtful, aware. When she stands beside legends in tennis halls or state ceremonies, she embodies the dignity of a champion who understands her place, her history, her evolution. Most athletes talk about legacy. Elena quietly builds one. Match by match, day by day, set by set. The arc of her career is not chaotic. It is sculpted. It feels like watching a slow, steady sunrise touch the earth. It may not be explosive, but it is unstoppable, inevitable, breathtaking when complete. And the world watches, fascinated, because she is proof that greatness does not always need theatrics. Sometimes it moves like water, calm, clear, and impossible to resist. There is a moment late at night, after the cheers fade, after the cameras disappear, when she stands alone in front of a mirror, racket bag at her side, hair tied loosely, sweat drying, trophy gleaming softly nearby. She doesn't need to smile. She doesn't need to cry. She simply breathes, steady, proud, grateful. Because she knows she didn't rise through luck or noise or by bending to the world's expectations. She rose because she chose silence over ego, discipline over chaos, and belief over doubt. She rose by being exactly who she is, reserved, focused, elegant, unbreakable. And that is why she has become one of the most compelling figures in modern sport, a champion shaped not by noise, but by quiet conviction. Her legacy is still being written, her empire still expanding, her aura still strengthening. And the world understands now, Elena Rybakina is not here to burn bright and fade. She is here to endure, to ascend, to define an era in her own rhythm. No dramatic celebrations, no flamboyant gestures, just the calm dominance of a woman who already knows who she is, and does not need the world to validate it. Not every queen needs a throne in the spotlight. Some rule from the shadows, with timeless grace. And when her career is one day revisited, in documentaries, in legends, in Hall of Fame speeches, they will say that her greatness was not loud. It was inevitable.